welcome to another exciting episode of All Three Sports TV. This is Shannon, and I am Matt, and today we're actually going to be showing you and teaching you how to put on a wetsuit that you've purchased on all3sports.com. So when you get it home and you take it out of the box, first thing you want to do is actually grab the wetsuit. And the first thing we're going to be teaching you is how to install the wetsuit to put it on. Second thing we're going to do is check for proper fit. And the third thing we're going to do is make sure that it's comfortable and it's fitted properly before you go take your first swim. So Shannon's going to show us how to install it. So what she's doing here, she's actually turning the wetsuit inside out, because the safest way to prevent nail digs is to make sure that you pull from the inside of the suit. You also can do this sitting down if you don't feel comfortable doing it standing up. So she's putting her right leg on, then the left, and she's pulling from the inside. Alright, next thing you want to do is make sure that you're getting the suit far enough up above the ankle bone. So pull this up, check that. So what we want to do is continue to pull it up to where it's just about 2 to 3 inches above the ankle bone, just like that. Do both sides. Then pull it up and work it around the hips. So next thing we want to do again is take it and pull it back down and pull again from the inside. You get all the slack out to where it's nice and tight. Just like that. Don't be too concerned about getting your tri-suit kind of bunched up. You can always adjust that. There we go. Perfect. And before we go on up to the shoulders, next what we'll do is actually continue to pull up nice and tight. And what I actually do in this situation is I actually kind of bend my knees. There we go. So it takes all the slack out around the knees. Alright, next we want to go up on the shoulders. This is probably the most difficult part, to make sure that you're getting all the flexibility that the suit offers. Pull it up again, slightly above the wrist bone. There we go. Again, she's pulling from the inside. There we go, perfect. Alright, next thing we want to do is, Shannon will turn around for me, is we want to make sure that we tuck our shirt or tri-top down into the bottom so it doesn't get caught in the zipper. The next thing we want to do is get her to flex our shoulders back, so that makes it a little bit easier to zip up. And what you can do is actually take and pinch the bottom of the zipper and then pull that up to the top of the neck, and then just close the flap, just like that. Alright, next we're going to make sure that you have the proper fit in your suit and make sure it's not either too large or too tight. So what we want to check out here and make sure is that that the neckline fits properly, second, that the overall suit fits properly, and to make sure that Shannon's comfortable for her first triathlon. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we want to make sure that the neckline is not too tight. And a good indicator of that being too tight is you'll have a little bit of swelling around the neck area, or you're going to be, if it's too big, you're going to have the suit actually kind of bulge out. So in this case, you don't see the 2 times U bulged up, or you don't see it too stretched out, and her neckline looks good. What you can do if it feels too tight is you actually can adjust the neckline by taking the flap in the back, still making sure the zipper is all the way up, and just loosening that up slightly. Next thing we want to look for is actually that the suit overall, the appearance looks good and that it fits properly. Two other things, you want to make sure that the sleeve, the cuff of the sleeve is just above the wrist bone. Second, you want to make sure that the cup of the heel is just above the ankle bone. And next, one thing I'm noticing is when Shannon turns around here, there's a couple slight wrinkles around the base of her knees. What that can do here is where you can actually be very careful and take your hands and you can actually pull that out just like that by rubbing it up the body or down. Just like that. That's perfect. And after we look at it, check over all of our points. Looks great. I think she's ready to go.
Go for it.
And in conclusion to today's All Three Sports episode, let's do a slight review of what we've learned. So the first thing we want to remember is to prevent nail digs. And how we do that is to pull from the inside of the suit. And second, once we get the suit on, we want to make sure that the fit is done properly. So check the neckline, check the shoulders, and we want to check and make sure that there's not any extra material on the suit that we don't need to roll out. And third, we want to make sure that if you have any questions whatsoever about your suit and proper fit, you're more than welcome to call us up at All Three Sports. Number 770-587-9994, and we have plenty of customer service people over there who are very experienced and can answer any questions that you have because we have multiple suits in stock, multiple styles of suits, and we have over 1,000 in stock at all times. So we should be able to answer any questions that you have. Thanks for joining in.